Hi professors, this is Dr. Joseph explaining you the process of OB analysis. OB is a quantitative process. We try to understand the level of attainment through measurable outcomes. We define the curriculum, and then we deliver the curriculum based on the OB principles, and we also do the assessment. Now the numbers, the measurements have come, and now we are in the situation to analyze these numbers. And before we start with the analysis, I would like to highlight the benchmarks set by our college, Kristu Jayanti, for both postgraduate program and the undergraduate program. So on my screen, what you see, we have two tables, one focus left hand side focusing on the postgraduate benchmarks, the right hand side focusing on the undergraduate benchmarks. So the entire attainment has to be quantified and then has to be displayed. So that is our main objective of doing this analysis. And hence, quantitative benchmarks are set. So for postgraduate program, the minimum um, benchmark set for a particular student or a particular course outcome is 60 percentage. If a batch has scored less than 60 percentage, it means the course outcome is not attained. For a UG program, the minimum benchmark is set as 50 percentage. If the batch attainment is for a particular course outcome is less than 50 percentage, it means that particular course outcome is not attained. The course outcome can be looked at course wise or course outcome wise or course wise, semester wise, particular student wise. In different levels we can measure. So here, just to categorize, what our college has done is they have kept the minimum level as level 1, which is less than the minimum benchmark which is set. For example, for the PG program, the minimum benchmark is 60 percentage. So the level 1 states that if the score is less than 60 percentage, the CO is the course outcome is not attained. The level 1 is actually not attained. Level 2 is where the minimum benchmark is attained. So if the attainment is between 60 percentage and 65 percentage, then we say that the course outcome is attained at level 2. If the score is above 65 percentage, then we say that the course outcome is attained at level 3. Same thing applies to the UG also. We can see here there are two levels on my screen. One, it says level 1, 2, 3, and then you see level A, B, C, D, E, F. So in our college, we are using two matrices. The first matrix for course outcome is based on the average marks scored by a particular batch for a particular course outcome. So say for example, there's a batch of 50 students. We will compute the average score attained for that particular CO for the entire 50 students. And that average, if it is less than 60, we conclude that CO is not attained and we say that it is at level 1. If it is between 60 and 65, we say that the course outcome is attained at level 2. And if the average score is above 65, we conclude that the CO is attained at level 3. So this is one matrix based on the average marks scored by a batch of students. Now the matrix 2 is based on the number of students who are attaining the minimum benchmark. Say for example, in a course of 50 students, there are 25 students who are attained above 60% because our minimum benchmark for PG program is 60%. Suppose if 25 students out of 50 students have crossed the minimum benchmark of 60%, which is level 2, then we say that this particular course has attained CO at level F, because we say that level F is less than 60%. The meaning of that is less than 60% of the students who have enrolled for this particular course have attained the minimum benchmark of 60% of the course outcome. So why we are having two matrices is many times the average could be misleading. Say for example, we have 5 students, and in that 5 students, 3 students have scored 100 out of 100, 2 students have scored 30 30 marks, means they have failed. So if you take the average of this, so 360 divided by 5, that will give us 62 percentage, and you will conclude that the course outcome is attained at level 2. But whereas if you use the second matrix, you will find that only close to 70% of the students have attained the benchmark. So that course outcome we will classify it as level D. So this benchmarks we can apply to a particular course outcome, or we can apply to a course level also. In a course we can find out how what is the level of attainment. When we did OB version 1, we did not much look at the course outcome level. We primarily focused on the courses when we did the interpretation. But in version 2, we would like to do the analysis and display it based on the course outcome wise. So that's the difference between the version 1 and version 2. So version 1, you will see mostly the number of courses being attained, the course outcomes being attained in number of courses. But in version 2, we'll be focusing primarily on the course outcomes, because that is the main theme of doing the OBE, course outcomes, whether they are attained. So you have two matrices. One is, first matrix is based on the average marks. Second matrix is based on the number of students, percentage of students who are attaining the minimum benchmark of 60% for PG program. Same applies to UG program. The only thing is the minimum benchmark is 50% there. When you look at the program outcome benchmarks, the program outcome benchmarks is same as the first matrices of the course outcome benchmark. I mean, for PG program, the PO attainment has the same level 1, 2, 3, wherein level 1 is less than 60 percentage, level 2 is 60 to 65 percentage, and level 3 is above 65 percentage. So the program outcome and the course outcome benchmark are the same. So for program outcome, do we take the average mark or do we take the percentage of students? We are going with the average marks only here for the program outcome. Actually, the program outcome is not directly calculated. The program outcome is indicated based on the attainments of the course outcome. So we indirectly measure program outcome. So based on the attainment of all the courses in a particular program, say for example, in a program, postgraduate program, you have 40 different courses and say 5 different program outcomes. The attainment of 5 program outcomes is based on the attainment which was exhibited in all the 40 different course outcomes. So based on that, we try to indicate the program outcome. In version 1, what we did was, suppose program outcome 1 maps to courses 1 to 5, program outcome 2 maps to courses 6 to 10. So what we have done is, say to look at the program outcome attainment of PO1, we took the average of the attainment in the first 5 courses for PO1. For PO2, we took the average of attainment of courses 6 to 10, those 5 courses. That average, we try to match it with the benchmark. If that average is above 65, we will conclude that PO1 is attained at level 3. If that average is between 60 and 65, we conclude that PO1 is attained at level 2. If it is less than 60, we conclude that PO1 is not attained. That is indicated by level 1. So that is how the benchmarks work. In the next video, we'll see how we can use an Excel template which we have designed for our courses. We'll see how we can do the calculation, and then we'll have another video to interpret the results. Thank you.